The Parent Quiz 2015. We have the first question, which is an algebra question. We have to figure out what term 4 is. After we figure that out, we have to find the expression, and then we have to figure out what the 50th term is. So first, we look at the diagrams. So then, we have all three here, and then the fourth one. And so then we have all the terms here, right? So we have up to 4. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And on this side, it's number of circles. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. So then, there's a consecutive pattern for each side, which would be plus 1 for this side, and then plus 2 for this side. So then, you do that up to 10, and then you do this up to 22, because it's plus 2. So then if you line it up, it's 4 to 10. Term 4, and number of circles to 10. So then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So then we have this fourth term right. Then we have to graph it. So then you have to line it up with the term number, and then we have the number of circles on this side, because x goes here and then y goes here. So then it goes in a straight. So then if it's right, then it'll go in a straight line, a linear expression. So then we have to describe it in words. So you have to describe it in words. So then we go, let x equal the term number, because if you don't know what x is, then you'll have no idea what we're talking about. So you have to do 2x plus 2. That's the expression, which tells you what you have to do for the term number to turn it into the number of circles. So for example, if you have 4, right? If you do 4 times 2 equals 8. And then you have to add plus 10 to take it into the number of circles. So it turns it into 10. And then next we have to figure out what 50 is. So then we go into 2 times 50, which would equal to 100. And you have to add 2, which would equal to 102. That's the first question. And then the second question is Billy. Billy prepared 8 kilograms of dough for 3.5 hours. How many hours did Billy work if he prepared 10 kilograms of dough? Okay, so for this, we have to first model. So then first, you have the 8 kilograms of dough. So we have the 8 kilograms of dough. Which equals to 3.5 hours. So then we need to figure out how much hours it is for 10 kilograms of dough. So then we have 10 kilograms of dough here, because they're both the same, and then we have the 3.5 hours, but then there's an x under it to know, because we don't know what it actually is. So then we go to this side, but this time we just have the work. Which would be 8 tenths equals 3.5 x. So then you have to do cross multiplication. So then it would be 8x, which would be here, and then 10 times 3.5, which turns to 35. So then you have 8x equals 35. And then you have to divide it by 8 to isolate the variable, which is x, which would equal to 4.37. So then Billy worked for 4.37 hours for 10 kilograms. That is the second question. The third question is of all the land on Earth, 3/10 is in Asia and about 3/25 is in South America. How many times as big as South America is Asia? So first, we have to model, right? So then we have 3/10 of land is Asia, and 3/25 of land is South America. So what we have to do is we divide it so that we can get it. And x would be how much times bigger Asia is. So then we have 3/10 divided by 25, which would equal to 3 times, and then we have to make it into a complex fraction. So then when you make a complex fraction, you have to do 3/10, and then you have to make another fraction line, which would make 3/25. Then you need a 1. Then you need to make it into 1. So then you times it, and then you flip it around, so that it'll be, so when you go in the cross multiplication, it'll be 1. So then you do, but then what you do on one side, you have to do to both. So then you do 3/10 times 25/3. And in doing that, we get 3/10 times 25/3. And then you can break it up. Then you break it up into cross multiplication again. So then we divide it by how much it is. So how much these fit into 3, which would be 1. So 1 on each side. And then we can divide 10 and 25 by 5. So 2 5s fit into 10, and then 5 5s fit into 25. And then you just do that. 1 times 5 equals 5, and 2 times 2 times 1 equals 2, which should be equal to 5 halves. When you get 5 halves, you have to turn it into a mixed fraction, so which would turn into 2 and 1/2. So then we have the fourth one, which was Susie was baking cookies for the school bake sale. She used 30 grams of chocolate chips to make 900 grams of cookies. What percent of cookies are chocolate chips? So then, what we have to do is we have to get 30 chocolate chips, which equals to 900 grams. 30% of it is chocolate chips, which equals to 900 grams. So then we have to figure out what x is, and then the percent, and do 100. And then since it's percent, you have to do 100 out of that. So then x would be equaling into the percentage of the chips. So then we have to do 30 with the fraction line of x equals 900 with the fraction line of 100. And then we have to do the cross multiplication like the last question. So 30 times 100 equals 3,000, and then 900 in x. So we have 3,000 equals 900x. And then we have to isolate the variable, which will turn into 900x, which will turn it into x equals 3.33 infinity. And then it would turn into 3.1/3. So the percentage of chocolate chips is 3 1/3. And then the last thing is, God guys, the last thing is we have to do. Get your finger off the camera. So then the last thing is we have 1 1/12 divided by 2 1/2. So then we have it on here. So it would be first we have to turn it into improper fractions. And 12 times 1 equals 1 plus 1 equals 13/12. And you divide it, and then you still have this side. So 2 times 2 equals 4 plus 1 equals 5. So it's 13/12 divided by 5/12. And you have to do the complex fraction again. With 13/12 on the top, the fraction line is moving, and the 5/12 on there. So then we have to make the 1 on this side. So we have to do 5 halves times 2/5 to make the cross multiplication into 1, which will make it into 1. So then we do it on this side also. So we have 13/12 times 2/5, and in doing that we'll get 13/12 times 2/5, and then we do the cross multiply. We check for cross division. So then 2. So then you can divide 12 by 2. So then you can get 1 2 fits in. Well, 1 2 fits into 2, and then 6 2s fit into 12. So then you would keep it like that. So then 13 times 1. So then there's 13 times 1, which would equal into 13. And then it turns into, and then since we divided the 12 into 6, it would be 6 times 5, which would equal to 30. And that is our answer. And then we have the second one, which is 3 2/3 times 2 1/5. So then for this one, we don't need to do the complex fraction. So what we just do is 11/3 times 11/5. Your fault, buddy. So then we get 121/15. Shut up. So then we get 121/15, and then we have to turn it into a mixed fraction, which is 8 1/15.